Good morning. It's Sunday. And I was thinking this morning a little bit ago about humanity, people, and why they are so, why we are a culture around the world of people being set on religion and church. And it's very interesting because, here's some of my thoughts on it. It's really interesting for many reasons. It's interesting because, one, this is a puritanical country, right? Where our foundation is from the Puritans. England just sent them on over here to settle the America, or North America, what became the U.S. And so, one, there's that religious base right there. But people also came for freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of everything. And so, just think about this. In religion, it's community. It's areas in which everybody comes together to join. What they do is, they're hearing sermons and services and communing with people. We are a tribal community of people, period, whether we're in a church or not. Because those of us who are spiritual and don't attend church, we have church ourselves, or the same equivalent within ourselves. So the difference between church and spirituality is, church is a man-made creation, so is religion. It's made by humans, instead of just relying on the spiritual elements. The thing about religion is that you get these human conditions in there, right? So say Mia Saenz made her own church. So I made all the bylaws, the rules, and I say what goes in the Mia Saenz church. So that means me as a human, a man, well, I'm a woman, but mankind created the church. So my views, my purposes of what I wanted out there is what is going forward. So that's how Catholicism was created. That's how Judaism more or less was born into slowly. All of this. So right, wrong, good, bad, it doesn't matter. It's okay what you want to do, but it's the awareness that is so vitally important for us. It elevates our awareness. It elevates our stature within ourselves. It elevates our energy field. If we're listening to a sermon in church or going for ceremonial purposes only, how are you connecting to your higher self? How are you connecting to your divinity? There's so many people that I've coached who are religious or Orthodox. They consider themselves not just Orthodox Jews, but Orthodox Catholics or fundamentalist Catholics. So the point is that it's what you feel and receive from that service. Are you going for the people? Are you going just to save your soul because you were told or fear God instead of love God? See, there's a difference. Fearing is the opposite of loving. Fearing is imprisonment. Loving is freedom. So it doesn't matter whether you decide to go to a church or whether you decide to stay home and do your work or go to the beach or go to the hills or go to some sanctuary and meditate or pray or do your divinity. What's important, and here comes somebody agreeing down the street, yay! Here's what's important. What's important is you and your life mission. So wherever you go, whatever you do, do it always. Don't do it just one day of the week because you and your family are going. Make it your life. Make it who you are. And I'm not talking about becoming a fundamentalist where you become overly like that's it and everybody else is dang dong, rotten type of thing. We all have these beautiful spirits within us that is our soul. And so allow each person to have their journey, but be aware. Bring in the conscious awareness because that is what's important. This conscious evolution that's going on right now on our planet is so extraordinary because not only are close to 1 billion people shifting and changing and, moving into even more of that. We're moving, we're shifting, we're changing at such a rapid pace. be gentle with those around you who don't see things the same way that you do, because life is different. As we get more spiritual, there is another element that happens. And there are so many people who come to me as a spiritual practitioner and the love work that I do and the love mastery, that they're constantly saying, I am broke, I have no money, I'm scared, I'm afraid of losing this, I'm afraid of losing that. So the moment they start to grow, you have this huge abundance, right? Energy in your body, energy that you're creating, love, divinity, gives you that burst of creation. So once you leave that creation, even a step or two, you start to feel like, what's going on? So then you get back in there and you work it again, and then magic happens, and then you stop, and then it stops. So we have to understand that, one, we're on a planet called Earth, and it has its own rules and regulations. The only thing we have here, this is talking about the soul essence that incarnates from the divine, from God, into these beautiful bodies of ours. The only thing that we have here is free will, literally. So use and understand that free will. If you don't understand, make it your new best friend. Make that conversation topic so important that you can understand that free will is who you are and what you have on this planet. Destiny, that word destiny, again, I've talked about it before. Destiny and free will, they're two different things. Yes, it was my destiny to meet you. Oh my God. But it may not be my destiny to travel this entire life with you. That is free will. These are the choices that we make as we grow this beautiful life. We have these roadmaps. They become like spider webs, things on a map. We have many different paths to travel. And so when you travel these paths, understand the choices that you're making, your self-responsibility, and move forward with that. So getting back to the very beginning about church and about practicing it on Sunday or practicing it all the time, even if you were in a church element, definitely go with it all the time. Keep your thoughts clear, keep working in the divine love, which is God. We use many terms for God, even though there is only one divine source of that kind of frequency and energy. So if you're doing your practices on Sunday only, just bring them into your week. Learn a little bit more about, when I talk about love work, I'm talking about the spiritual essence of who you are. So yes, it can be in the physical manifestation that we do, or the tangibility, like I'm doing my honor bath work on my body so that I'm giving gratitude and I'm moving through life. That's a practice. That's bringing in love. But truly, when we talk about love, it's about the way we are and the way that we express it out. So it's not just a Sunday morning thing, a Wednesday evening thing, a once in a while thing. This is who you are and who you become. And as you gain and grow in this awareness, your life is going to change. It's all about you. And I want you guys to understand that the biggest message is, this is all about you. This is your life, just like this is my life. And you guys know that I honor my life so much because I just love, I more or less have had to literally, and some people may not like this word, and it's okay. I've had to fight to get where I am. 10 years ago, I was in a wheelchair outside of the house and a cane in the house from an accident that I had. And coming up on, Lordy, oh my God, it's going to be 10 years soon. Whew. Wow. It is 10 years. I was told that I would never, that I wouldn't even survive 2 years, that my organs were closing, my life was, going to be over with. So the thing is that we can recreate, have healings, do amazing things. I slept 20 hours a day. I was awake less than 4 hours at 2 different stretches during that 10 years of misery. I changed my life. Everybody can change their life. It takes practice. It takes honoring. It takes such amazing strength within yourself. What you have to do is you have to get rid of the inner critic and the saboteur. The inner critic is always there telling us that we're not good enough. Oh no, you can't get up. Nobody told you you could get out of that chair. Nobody told you that you could live the life of your dreams again, or possibly for the first time. And then the saboteur comes in and says, oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay right where we are. and you get that energized feeling from the saboteur saying, no, we're not going to grow. We're not going to change. We're going to stay right here. We're going to do it when we say so. So it's us, the being, the spirit, has to come out and literally go past all that garbage, literally, and say no, put your hand up, no, to the saboteur. I am not listening anymore. I am going to live my life the way I want to. I've recently seen a lot of people allowing this saboteur to stop them, literally stop them. Whether it's regarding breakups with a person, you have to disconnect at some point or somehow. If you want to remain friends, that's awesome. But if people need their spaces, I have a couple clients that are going through stuff like this where their partners need their space and they haven't moved through it. They haven't separated yet. And I know from personal experience, that is the most painful experience, is not being able to separate like that. And so it's really about making a choice. This is where we become stronger than our saboteur. And we learn to love and support who we are. Now, for those of you who haven't struggled or haven't had any trauma, yay, that's so exciting. But the majority of the population is not like that. And they are not alone, just like you're not alone. None of us are alone. We have, over 350 million people. That's the 5% rule, and we're over 7 billion people on our population. So if you divide 5% into the 7 billion, you get 350 million. So 350 million people are feeling exactly the way you are. They're scattered all over the world. They're not just in one location like I live in Los Angeles. They're not all here. They're all over the world. So understand, you can change who you are, and you can change your circumstances. You are not alone. You are unique, but you're not unique in the sense that your pain is different than anyone else's. So when you're aware of this energy, of this lowness, this pain, do your work to change it. Change your mindset, change your focus. Go into a guided meditation that supports you. Do gratitude. Gratitude is the connection to the divine. Gratitude is one of the most fabulous healing gifts that we can have. Start a gratitude journal. Make it all about yourself. And I say this with love. I am somebody who grew up in the shadows of everyone else simply because I wanted other people to feel. I don't know why, from my childhood abuse, I guess, but I remember in school the times that I came out strong and fierce were the times that others needed support and help. I'm talking about elementary school and junior high or high school, but we don't always, and I didn't take care of myself the way that I now teach. I had to develop these skills. We call it love mastery, what I teach, because why? It's the mastery of love. You practice it. You become a master at it so that when you're in a difficult situation, it supports you. And when you're not, you're elevated and everybody can see that divine light coming out of you. When people glow and you say, wow, they look kind of glowy or they're beaming or they're beautiful or whatever, you are seeing their light. And there's scientific facts about the lightness of who we are and how it relates. I'm one of those spiritual people that will back stuff up by scientific facts because there are so many naysayers that say that you are not bright because the light shines from within you, or you just must be happy. They don't understand the connection. When literally there are these little reflectors within us. I can't remember the proper wording right now, but we reflect that light from within, and that's why we glow, literally. There's so much fabulous scientific proof that supports the evolution of our awareness that's opening up in the spiritual community, that I would like to say to you, accept nothing, but listen to everything. Only take what resonates with you. Your soul may be different than my soul's grouping. We have different groups. Again, the 5% rule. There are so many people who are just like me, and then there's so many people who are not like me. I don't get hate mail and things like that. I have had over the last 10 years a few pieces here and there with the work that I do. Not a lot, and they haven't been severe at all, except for a stalker I had. But my point is that when you stay in your main frame of love and you expand out to understand that you are literally powerful because you have the energy of God flowing through you and you are expressing divine love outward, what happens? People see that. They don't want to hurt you. So those of you who are not standing in your power and moving ahead because of fear of public awareness, public visibility, just understand that you are greater than what the energies of others do. Get into your energy work too. And so now we started off with church and we ended with, energy talk here. So I wish you a very lovely rest of your Sunday. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, like Australia or even further, happy Monday to you.